Hello everyone, Vince Reed here, and I'm back with day 2 of your PeopleString Training Bootcamp. If you're looking at the screen, it says leisure or business. You know, one of the great things about PeopleString, it literally is for everyone. But you have to realize, with most businesses, they aren't for everyone, okay? Which is why, you usually have to come in, you have to purchase, whatever it is to start that business, and whether you want to just buy the product for yourself or sell it, you're paying, a monthly fee. It really doesn't matter. But with PeopleString, I say leisure or business because if you're a person that just wants to essentially just use the site as your homepage and go to your mailbox and get paid, you're going to get paid. You don't have to approach it like a business. You don't have to do anything. You can just make a little bit of extra cash for yourself and enjoy PeopleString, for leisure. Or if you want to build a business, you can come in the entrepreneur level and actually position yourself and actually capture a lot of digital real estate. And that's what we're going to go into today, understanding the difference between free and entrepreneur. So you literally have the ability to choose your path with PeopleString. If you want to make extra income by being a free member, referring a couple people or simply just using the homepage, or if you want to build a business with PeopleString and obviously position yourself to make the maximum revenue, and obviously, start to build a business. And what you have to realize with PeopleString, the entrepreneur level is not going to be there forever, okay? And you ask yourself, free versus entrepreneur, why have the different levels, okay? Well, with starting any business, there's going to be people who obviously approach it in a different way. They're going to want to obviously capitalize and make the maximum revenue possible, and obviously get the word out there, train individuals within the company, and really start to build the brand. Okay, these are people who obviously come in the entrepreneur level and they want to position themselves for the future and capture as much digital real estate as possible. But there are other people who just want to essentially use the homepage, open up a couple mailbox, cash box offers, and make money, and you're still going to get a percentage of that. And that's what makes PeopleString great. Whereas if you're with another business, okay, and you obviously are talking to an individual, your main goal in talking to that person is to have them be a distributor, sell your product. Let's face it, every person is not a salesperson. Okay, everyone that you meet is not going to want to sell your product. But with PeopleString, most people use the internet and most people go to their mailbox, and they obviously will get paid with PeopleString. So that makes every person that you come across a potential prospect or customer for yourself in PeopleString and in your business, okay, which makes it great. And that's why there's different levels. All right? And what I want to do is basically break down the different levels. As a free member, you're going to get 5% of your frontline referrals. Okay, like we said, PeopleString is free, which gives you a great opportunity to capture everyone who wants to use the internet or go to their mailbox to simply get paid. And you're going to get paid on levels 2 through 6, 2% on all of your commission as well. So how does this look on paper? Well, here's a simple graph. Okay, now essentially if everyone made $10, obviously there's an if here, and you simply told 10 people. Okay, these 10 people could obviously be people who want to refer the site or people who simply want to just use the site to get paid and open up their mail. Now, obviously, the graph has a couple what-ifs. That's if these 10 people each tell 10 people, okay? So if these people tell 10 people and everyone makes $10 a month, they take some quick cash surveys, they go to their mailbox, they get ad revenue. It's very, very realistic with PeopleString. As you will start to use the site, you will see. You can see this is the kind of income potential that you can make by simply having 10 people who tell 10 people, but all of them obviously have to make $10. And as you can see, you're making 5% on your frontline commission and 2% on levels 2 through 6. So if 10 people are making $10 each, you can see you can make a pretty good income and make a fortune simply being a free member. Now, if you want to build a business with PeopleString for a limited time, you have to pay basically $200. Okay, one-time fee, that's a 2-year membership, and now you're going to get 20% on your frontline referrals and 6% on levels 2 through 6. Now, does this look on paper similar to the free members? But obviously, you're making 3 to 4 times what you'd be making as a free member. So if you're making $10 per month, and as you can see at 20% of 10 people, you're making $20, and as you continue to go down on levels 2 through 6, you can see that you've already made well over $60,000. And then once again, obviously if these 10 people tell 10 people, I cannot make this up. Numbers do not lie. So as long as you can train the 10 people to tell 10 people and have them all make $10 per month with PeopleString, this is the kind of income potential that you will see with PeopleString. All right. Now, outside of obviously, it's pretty similar with you being a free member or an entrepreneur, but there are some added benefits of being an entrepreneur. Outside of the fact that you are going to get a higher commission, you do have better communication features in your back office where you're able to communicate with every member who joins your team. You're also basically invited to entrepreneur meetings where you're able to mingle and talk to some of the top producers within PeopleString. You're paid twice per month. So if you're with a legitimate business, obviously you want to be paid twice per month, and you're able to do that being an entrepreneur. You're able to get access to the landing pages that PeopleString provides, which gives you another way to basically advertise and promote your business. And also you're giving a PSM direct mail link, okay, where you're able to actually bring in third parties who want to take part in the mailbox cashbox deal. So let's say you have a person who, works for a specific company and they like to do direct mail. You can actually bring that company in and have them mail to the PeopleString data, and obviously the people within PeopleString are going to get paid. The business is going to be happy because they're guaranteeing a certain amount of eyes on their offer. And guess what? You're going to get a percentage of that overall deal. And that does not get passed up the string. That goes directly to you. So let's say you have someone who advertises and spends $5,000 a month doing direct mail. You can bring them in. You're going to get 10 to 15% of that advertising or of that $5,000 that that company brings in, bringing out the true entrepreneur spirit in most of the entrepreneurs in PeopleString. All right? So it's pretty much up to you. How much digital real estate will you own? All right, do you want to position yourself for the future and obviously approach this like a business? Or do you want to do it for leisure and just make, some extra income for possibly bills or, a car payment? But as you can see, even being a free member, as you refer people, and if you're able to get 10 people to refer 10 people who all make $10, you can still make a fortune being a free member. So I hope that better explains your options with PeopleString. And, you can basically choose, do you want to do it for leisure or do you want to do it for business? The choice is yours. All right, PeopleString, where you own the web. Look out for day 3 tomorrow. I'm going to basically get that over to you, and we're going to focus more on the aspects of PeopleString and marketing. And I look forward to talking to you then. Take care, and I hope you enjoy the video.